Howdy do. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Jinx changes and patch 6.10 because like I usually do, every time there's a Jinx change, I try and explain it. But as usual, I let a couple days, even a week go by to see how the changes actually affect her with a little bit of, time gone into it, as in does the win rate go up or down, the changes, what they are exactly after talking to some other people even about it. And in this particular case, because Gypsy Lord has actually started streaming quite a bit, you can actually go chat to him on his stream in between games. I think he doesn't have a dual monitor yet. So what he'll do is he'll be more attentive to be able to answer questions in between games if you wait. So we actually got to talk to him, a couple of us, about these changes as well in his stream, and it was pretty cool. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the changes themselves. I'm going to read a description that was in the patch notes itself, and then I'm going to break down both playing Jinx before these changes and now playing Jinx after these changes, how it is in my opinion, and then what it does in general. So first of all, the changes themselves. So Rocket attacks faster at level 1, but scales worse with attack speed. So as they say in their description, our last rounds of changes to Switcheroo, which is our Q, were targeted at differentiating Jinx's weapons to make it clear when each should be useful. Pow Pow's minigun is for hyper carry damage output at short range, while Fishbone's rocket launcher is for poking and area damage at the cost of significant amounts of DPS uptime. We're happy with how that's played out, save one unintended goal. The usability of Jinx rockets at level 1 suffered immensely. Seeing how previous changes was about making rockets scale worse with items, we're improving the feel and flow of Jinx's trusty Fishbones for all of her destructive lane bullying needs. So the change itself, Q, Switcheroo, Fishbone's base attack speed has been reverted to its preseason, or before the preseason change of 0.625, but Fishbone actually now scales worse with bonus attack speed. Before it was just reduction of 15%, now it's 25%. And now talking to Gypsy Lord, and what that means is pretty much phantom rockets, for example. Phantom rockets or even just blank rockets. They've always been a thing with Jinx, as in when you fire a rocket, it hits something and does no damage, or it makes the animation, the sound pumps and everything, and it's not even auto attack canceling, so to speak, like no rocket just comes out. But there's also been an increase in auto attack canceling as well. And it used to be a bit more rare. It could still happen, but it used to be a bit more rare. With the change of the preseason, it made it a bit more prominent. Now, they like that tagline, separate the goods from the greats. Well, fortunately, even the greats kind of suffered from this because of this change, which was unintentional. So by making the attack speed back to the way it was before the preseason, it helped eliminate that. It made Fishbones at level 1 taking a point in Q and actually CSing with the rocket at long range feel better. On top of that, to balance it out, a kind of a balance change, you could say quality of life, the reduction of attack speed you get from bonus attack speed items now is even greater. It went from 15 to 25%. What that means in Gypsy Lord's word was like, if you're buying like 6 Phantom Dancers, your rockets are going to be way slower in attack speed. But the idea of this change was to make rockets feel good at every point in the game. And a lot of people kind of complained a little bit on why give her lane bullying potential when she's a late game hyper carry. And the way I see it is lane bullying is okay because most late game carries should then be weaker than like mid game champions in the mid game. So Jinx's mid game should suffer, and I think it's okay if she ends up being a little bit of lane bully again with this, and then being a late game monster. Kind of think of how Caitlyn was before these trap changes that made her ridiculous. Anyway, so that's my own personal stance on that, but I guess she's supposed to be more of a snowball, meaning she's like weak at the start and then snowballs out of control as the game goes later, which I guess is true. Because there was a playtester on the last playtest stream, I think his name was Trevor, he has according to Gypsy Lord, irrational disliking of Jinx. Because he was against, he was, I guess, argued against these changes all along. And what these changes only really are is making her rockets feel better. It's not really a damage buff. It's not really anything like that. There is kind of a little bit of a nerf with bonus attack speed in there, the 25% from the 15%. But now, also according to Gypsy Lord, however, and what might give Trevor's criticism a little bit of merit, was that because of Lucian, the Korean Lucian thing that's now come out, a lot of AD carries, win rates went down. He's suppressing a lot of AD carries, but Jinx's win rate did not go down. It didn't go up, but it didn't go down, which really means if Lucian could be adjusted, that probably means Jinx's win rate did in fact go up, and she's probably going to get some follow-up nerfs. They were thinking about nerfing the Flame Chompers at first. They held back because they wanted to see how these changes would affect her first, and then they might do those. Gypsy Lord mentioned on a stream they might hit some health, actually, nerfs to her. Who knows? But right now, as it stands, she actually didn't go nowhere. So, but that apparently her, like everybody else, that's because of Lucian. Korean Lucian's just crazy. Lucian's out of control right now. They gotta do something about Lucian first. With Jinx specifically though, personally having played her all season long, She's felt okay. The preseason change was it was impactful. You didn't see her much in pro play, for example, and CSing with Fishbones, whether you just decide to nuke the back line and then mop up the front line with the melees as your melees fight them, or harass with the rockets at all, didn't really feel very good because of the whole phantom rocket changes and sometimes auto attack canceling, and just because how slow it was. You didn't want to stand still that long to try and harass. And so now with these changes, it really has helped more than I thought it would. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a change personally, but I actually really like these changes. It actually just makes the rockets feel good. And playing Jinx, I don't really think she needs any damage buffs. I didn't think she needed any of that stuff, but the rockets just make the rockets feel good, and I'll just work everything else out myself. You know, I'll just, as a player, improve if I need to improve, but just make the champion feel good to play, and then I'll work from there. And that's what I think this change did, in my opinion. And so I'm happy with it. But it also means that Jinx is probably due for some follow-up nerfs. Maybe not in 6.11 because they need to fix Lucian first to see how much these changes actually helped her. But apparently in solo queue, she's been fine apparently all year long, all season long. Every Jinx I've been seeing in ranked and stuff has not been doing that well. But I guess, you know, they have more data than I do, obviously. I'm not at Riot. But for me personally, throughout the season, it has been a bit rougher, I'll admit. But that's just because I think other AD carries have just been so super strong, not necessarily that Jinx is trash. I mean, she is a tower destroyer, and towers for the longest were paper thin, so I mean, she was always good at that. But as for these changes, I think they helped pretty good. They're going to put her in a better spot, and once they fix Lucian, she might be on the radar for getting nerfed, actually, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it also means I'll be back with a video explaining those when they happen. But that's all for this video. Life is full of a lot of kinks, so I don't know which video will be next. So until next time, take care from the Fire God Eye FS.